Trump has apparently fully embraced drone strikes. That's bad news. So there's a new report from NBC here. Trump administration wants to increase CIA drone strikes. When President Donald Trump visited CIA headquarters in the first weeks of his presidency, he toured the secure floor where agency officers direct drone strikes against suspected, keyword, terrorists, current and former U.S. officials told NBC News. Impressed by what he saw, Trump conveyed to incoming CIA Director Mike Pompeo and the assembled agency officers that he wanted them to take a more aggressive posture, according to two current U.S. officials and one former official briefed on the visit. Okay, let's pause for a second here. What serious person responds like that immediately? You know, a rational person sees what's going on, sees this giant apparatus which is geared towards killing people, and they go, whoa, okay, so what's the current process here? How does this work? How do we pick our targets? You say they're suspected terrorists. But if they're suspected, then maybe you don't push the red button just yet. If they're suspected, wouldn't you want some sort of proof that they did something wrong? So let me review the process. Let me review the evidence. Let me make sure that all this makes sense here. But no. Donald Trump goes, I want a more aggressive posture. Mr. President, we haven't given you any of the information yet, but I want more of this. And honestly, you know what this story reminded me of? It sounds silly to say, but it really did remind me of it. Remember the picture where, there's like a fire truck or something that was brought to the White House, and Trump gets in it, and he's like a little fucking kid. He's like holding the wheel and making the face like, yeah, Papa, yay! Because he's a fucking little toddler. That's what he is. He's a boy. So he sees like a little, he sees a fire truck or something, and his reaction is that of a toddler. Like, ooh, yes, I like big trucks. Trucks go honk honk. Me likey. So the reaction he had when he saw the CIA room where they do all the drone strikes was, I like this. This is tremendous. This is tremendous. This is a little boy's dream. So let me be the one to tell you to increase this, be more aggressive. That's what we need to do. We need to get more terrorists. Now, the way it worked under Obama is he made sure everything got to his desk. Now, by the way, to be clear, he was pretty fucking terrible with this drone strike stuff because he killed 90% the wrong people. 90% the wrong people. But Trump is saying, let's increase the total number of drone strikes that we do. And basically, I don't even care. You pick who you want to kill. Okay, that's even worse. That's even worse. All right, more. Soon afterward, multiple sources said the CIA began carrying out drone strikes that might not have been authorized under the Obama administration, including in Syria, where the military has taken the lead on targeting militant leaders. The White House granted CIA officers more autonomy to decide on whether and when the U.S. can pull the trigger in various places around the world, including in Yemen, where the military carries out the bulk of the airstrikes, according to 4 U.S. officials who have been briefed on the agency's counterterrorism operations. The upshot is a less micromanaging of targeting decisions by the White House, these officials say. Wow. So that is incredibly telling, man. They're saying now the CIA is doing more drone strikes in Syria and Yemen, and it ain't being approved. So they're the ones who are calling the shots. Well, guess what? We keep getting stories week after week of, for example, in Syria, multiple times now, forces aligned with the Syrian government have been attacked. So in other words, not ISIS, not jihadists, not terrorists. People who are fighting ISIS and jihadists and terrorists have been attacked. And of course, we have, a conflicting take on Syria, where our government officially despises the Syrian government because we don't like Assad, because Assad is aligned with Russia, and of course, they're our enemies. He's also aligned with Iran, and we hate Iran. So we hate the Assad government, and we also claim we hate the rebels too, because the rebels are mostly jihadists at this point. But you give the CIA, free reign, and what are they going to do? Sometimes they attack people who are aligned with Assad, who are fighting ISIS. So that seems like a horrible fucking idea, to just cut out the middleman, and just give the imperialists, whose job is to topple foreign governments that aren't aligned with us, give them free reign. Because that's what Trump did. And in Yemen, that's even worse in Yemen. Because in Yemen, the United States, we're so in bed with Saudi Arabia that we're stopping at nothing to try to get another Sunni government in Yemen. Now remember, it was the Shia Houthis who took over the country from the Sunnis. But we're so in bed with Saudi on this that we end up attacking civilians. And we end up attacking innocent Shias. And by the way, who's Al-Qaeda using on the ground? Militias on the ground to fight for them. Al-Qaeda. As another big story that came out about a year and a half ago, didn't get much coverage because, of course, we had to try to cover for our butt buddy, Saudi Arabia. So when we funnel arms and money into the country, it ends up going to Al-Qaeda. And now the CIA doing drone strikes on their own in Yemen. Well, every other week we get a story coming out of Yemen of, oh, look, a market was attacked. An open-air market was attacked. A mosque was attacked. A school was attacked. Another one, a school for the blind was attacked. A hospital was attacked. And now we learn the U.S. is doing the bulk of the airstrikes. This is fucking crazy, man. And we learned about, through the drone memo that leaked under Obama, we learned about the culture of these drone strikes. Everybody we like to assign the best possible motives people on our side. But the reality is, former drone operators themselves have come out and said, look, man, it is not good. You got people who are these drone operators who are drunk off their ass. Some are high on coke. There's quotes of some of them taking out kids and then going, we're killing fun-sized terrorists. Fun-sized terrorists. Then, of course, there's the different kinds of drone strikes that we have. There's signature strikes, personality strikes, and double taps. Signature strikes are when we say we think we know who we're killing. No, I'm sorry. Personality strikes are the ones where we say we think we know who we're killing. Signature strikes are we don't really know, but good enough, so go kill them. And then double taps is when we do a drone strike on somebody, kill them, and then we circle around and kill the first responders too. That's the United States of America. We had a policy of killing the first responders. This is getting out of fucking control, dude. I mean, it's been out of control for a while. And again, in the case of Obama, you have the creation of this giant drone warfare apparatus. And then you hand it off to the madman. Again, Obama was bad enough, killed 90% the wrong people, but he had to come to him first, and he made the decisions. Obviously, he was bad at it. But Trump's just saying, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. You guys want to press the button more? I want you to press the button more, and I want you to make the decisions. Well, now we know the kind of decisions they're making. They're upping the airstrikes in Syria and Yemen, and they're getting the wrong people all the fucking time. So Obama created this giant drone apparatus and handed it off to a fucking thin-skinned idiot. This is our tax money at work, man. Our tax money at work. Noam Chomsky's spoken about this in length. Our drone program. And he says, very simply, it's this is international terrorism. And what the fuck else do you want to call it? And they say, we told you, yeah, increased drone strikes in countries that we're at war with and not. That's what they say. Could you imagine any other country, casually, any other country, ally or not ally of ours? Yeah, we're going to start taking these robots of death and going into sovereign countries that we're not even at war with and bombing people. We'd say that, oh, that's obviously terrorism. It wouldn't even be a question. If Iran started doing that everywhere, that wouldn't be a question. Terrorist. Rogue state. not abiding by international law, ripe for regime change. But we do it? What do you mean? Yes, well, we get to do that, right? We get to just take drones of death, machines of death, fly them into sovereign nations, and nobody even blinks. And that's why Noam Chomsky says, this is international terrorism 101.